All right, we're doing a video while we're driving. Not something I recommend, but we're going to do it anyway. So today, I'm going to talk about finding your wife in the club. A lot of people will say this. I think I've even said this at one point, where you're probably not going to find your wife in the club. And so on a technical level, yeah, you're not probably going to find your wife in the club. You're not going to find a woman who's ready to be a wife in the club. But you can very well find a woman that's willing to change and adopt and mold her ways to become that wife that you want. And this is where we get into a whole different school of thought here. A lot of guys are looking for that ready-made wife. A lot of guys are looking for that, oh, she's ready to be married. And look, there's a lot of women out there that are like that. Men have it a lot easier. There are women in the world that are 100% ready to get married. They're ready to be a wife, and a lot of them exist overseas. You go to like Thailand, you go to Colombia, you go to India, you go to Arabic countries. There are women that are ready to be wives. And this can happen. But the school of thought is also kind of flawed in a way, because if women said the same thing, a lot of men get upset. And I'm going to stand with women on this one, because a lot of women, there are a plethora of women out there in the world that say, I want a man that's ready to be a husband. And the reality is, they're talking about the man that's 100% ready, that's fleshed out, that's built his career. And a lot of guys would say, oh, she's not with me with my lowest. Why would I take her at, when I'm doing well? And I agree with that sentiment as well. It goes both ways, right? People have to be molded. People have to be developed by their partner. And I don't think we talk about that enough when it comes to relationships. There is some truth in you're not going to be able to change somebody. Yes, it's very hard to change somebody 100%. But when it comes to the mindset of relationships or settling down or what they're trying to do long term, in terms of that intimacy, it isn't impossible. I've met many girls at the bars, at the clubs, that became very good girlfriends. I've met many people that, were quote unquote ready to be a wife that were not good girlfriends, good partners, and they were not indeed quote unquote ready to be a wife. Just because you meet somebody in a certain setting does not necessarily void every aspect of who they could be in your life. In fact, the club is a very normal thing nowadays. The bars are very normal things. Many people, when they're honestly 18 plus, go to the bars, go to social events because somebody's birthday's there, or their friend dragged them out there. There's some kind of occasion. So a lot of guys say, oh, you're not going to find your wife in a bar. I met her at a bar. She's not a wife. Well, yeah, of course not. She's not a wife right now. But when a woman loves you, when a woman really cares about you, and she is, looking at you as her leader, as her guidance, her figure, her man that provides security, she'll change a lot of things. And I have a buddy of mine, actually. He's dating a girl that, we met out at a club, actually. And she has changed every aspect of her life to satisfy him. Every aspect. Like, she doesn't go out. She doesn't talk to anybody. Like, she has 180'd her life. And it's impressive. And, my buddy is in the mindset of like, oh, I met her at a club. I can't date her. And that's his choice. I'm not here to change what he wants to do with his life and whatnot. But I will say this. It is possible. It is very possible for people to change. It's very possible for people to completely rewire themselves if they love someone enough, especially women. Women do this at a level that it's remarkable, actually. A woman will change her values, her reality, a lot of things about herself if she sees value in it, and if she sees that it serves her in a biological aspect with children and reproduction and security and protection. Men are a little bit more stubborn. Men, we are harder to change. Men are more fixed in their ways. Generally speaking, I'm not saying that a man can't change, but men take a little bit more effort and work, and they typically change with extreme levels of trauma. That's why this video is more so targeted towards finding your wife in a club, not the husband thing, okay? And I think it's preposterous to think that, oh, you have to meet her at a grocery store. Because the same girls that go to bars, you can meet her at a grocery store, and then you can start talking to her, and you may never know that she went to a club last night. So I do agree, though. If she's at a club, she's dressing provocatively, she's out and about, you can't treat her like a wife right off the rip. You can't just be like, oh, this is my woman for life. You have to be a little cautious. You have to let the connection flow. And a lot of people mess up relationships because they jump in too aggressively. They try to build it so quickly with the person in a sense where they're trying to, like, you know, they're trying so hard to change somebody. It's not that you should try to get someone to change. You should set your standards for what your lifestyle is, and you should see if someone can actually adapt to it. And if you are a valuable person, if you bring that level of value in people's lives, you have a opportunistic lifestyle, you're living clean, you have a good diet, you have good health, you're making good income, all the above, women are going to respect that. Women are going to adapt to that because they want access to you. And they'll do a lot of different things. They'll travel for you. They'll change their hair. They'll cut their hair. They'll change the way they talk. Women are absolute chameleons. And over a period of time, that change will become habituated. So initially that change may be fake, may be false, but as she gets to know you and as she finds more value in the change that she's made in order to get access to you, and she sees more value in the access that she has from you, that change will become habituated behavior, which becomes who she really is. So your wife may not be in the club, but you could find someone who could become your wife, who could change in ways that fit that mold. I've met a lot of amazing women in the club. I know a lot of great girls that do step out here and there because they're single. And it's like, how do you meet people? Dating apps nowadays? Nobody really likes dating apps. I'm not saying that dating apps are bad, but dating apps are only for the very, very good looking. And typically the people that are on dating apps that have success are also getting success in real life. I know a lot of women on dating apps just do it for the attention. The girls that really want those relationships don't always succeed there. And, you know, what do? They try to go to church, they try to go to events, and they don't always find that success. Men are not approaching them as easily as they do in a club. Clubs are built for men. They are literally set up so that men can go in there and effectively pay money in certain ways, like bottle service and sections, to get access to high quality women. It's peacocking almost. And clubs are also, like, one thing I learned as a club promoter is, like, we did not try to build relationships with high quality men. We did not try to tell very successful guys, hey, come to the club, enjoy a drink. We just worked with women. We got women in the club. That is how you build a nightclub. It's not about the men. It's about bringing women in, and then the men will come because women are the product. Women are the product that you're selling to the men that want to buy access to this, that want to pay cover to get into a club. Men are going to pay cover to get in a club because there's women there. That's all it is. Fundamental philosophy of club culture. So hopefully this makes a little sense. Guys, if you haven't done so already, hit that bell notification on our YouTube channel. Follow us on all major platforms. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time here with me today while I'm driving. Not my most perfect setup, right? But hopefully you can understand what I'm saying, and I want to get these videos to you no matter what. I'm not gonna miss. So talk to you guys soon.